back to my channel. Today I am going to take you into my makeup bag. My makeup bag is a movable feast actually, because it becomes what I choose to put in it, which sounds pretty obvious, but it's not just like a go-to staple. I change my makeup look all the time. I think that's the beauty of makeup. Whether you want a subtle, natural look or a quite done look, and I also change it with the seasons. And we've had quite a shift into a lot of russets and pinks and those warmer tones around the eyes, and there's been a big movement towards that, and I was quite resistant to it actually for a while. I used to think it made me look really rabbity and small-eyed, but I'm a real convert. So I'm going to talk you through my current makeup bag, which is a really autumnal look. So in no particular order, I'm going to take out what comes first. I'm going to start with this because it's probably the biggest one. This, I thought long and hard actually about which palette to put in. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Stars in Your Eyes palette, and the beauty of this one is it's very current, it's very on trend. You have 4 different makeup looks. Some of them have quite a lot of sparkle, beautiful, delectable colours. I've used a little bit of a mixture here. So today I have actually started with this one here, and then I've put a little bit of the gold, and I've done the slightly pinkier terracotta look in the brow bone. And obviously if it were going on to evening, you could do these wonderful darker berry tones, the aubergines, and they're really rich and wonderful, and of course they all work well with each other, and it's a build up. No pigment is ever too strong. Packaging is nice, satisfying click, looks glamorous, nice mirror and easy to carry around, so that's why this is in my makeup bag at the moment. So that's the eyes. What else am I looking at? This is a superb on the go, I think I've talked about this one before, foundation stick. I tend not to use this as a base before I go out, but it's a great touch up. I'll also use it here on my chest area, which can sometimes look a little bit sun damaged, even though I should have looked after it. I haven't. It's an amazing coverage and great for touching up little areas, and you know, if you wear glasses and you get a little bit of an indentation at the side of the nose and you need to just touch up a small area. Colour is called Bisque and it's amazing. Apparently this is Amal Clooney's favourite foundation as well, so I've heard. The reason I've chosen all of these products is not just because I like them and they work well and they give a polished good look. The packaging is also, looks amazing, has stamina, lasts, doesn't fall apart. I've had a lot of these things for quite some time, and they always work. The lid doesn't fall off, or the product doesn't overfill and come out in mascaras. Sometimes that happens. I'll talk you through the products I've got and show you why I like it and why the packaging works. It's just as important to me as the product doing its job. What's my next? My next trick is, I've got this concealer. Right, I'm going to completely go against what I've just said, because in actual fact the writing's rubbed off this so you can't see it. Nevertheless, the packaging works brilliantly. You don't end up with too much product spilling over into the sides, which then causes a mess inside your makeup bag. Wonderful concealer. It's by Rodial and it's called Diamond Concealer. It's got a great texture, very creamy, just the right tone for my skin tone. I will link below the exact names and shades of all of these products. Very creamy, really, really good. I've actually got another concealer in my bag as well, which is a more sort of profound and hard-working concealer. It's my absolute favourite. I think this formulation is really quite special. It's Trish McEvoy, Correct and Even, and the plus side is, again, the packaging is smart, glamorous, functional. The writing doesn't rub off. In fact, it's really well engraved on there. So it stays looking new and good and clean for a long time, which is, I think, if you do spend money on your makeup, you want it to still look good and feel good. Clicks, closes properly, doesn't let oxygen in there, and then it oxidizes and gets bacteria on and you can't use it anymore. It's a sponge applicator here, and it's an interesting formulation. It's really rubbery, so you need to get that into the eye area, under eye area, as quickly as possible before it sets. But the great thing about this is once it does set, it really does set and it doesn't budge. The colour is number 1. It's a little bit too fair for me, and number 2 is a bit too dark. But as an under base, this is amazing. I'll maybe put something a little warmer on just to bring out the right tone, depending on how warm my skin is. So this actually didn't work for me in the summer at all when I was using a tinted moisturiser and bronzer. It works in the winter months, but since we have so many winter months here in England, since it's kind of like perennially dark, we've just had the clock change, so we're losing an extra hour. This is back out again in my makeup bag, and it will stay right through. What else am I loving at the moment? I have, oh, okay, mascara. I've got 2 mascaras here. Of course I have. Guerlain Maxi Lash, which is my absolute favourite go-to. I love the Lancome Hypnose as well. I think that's probably, of the high-end mascaras, one of the very, very best, along with the Maxi Lash. Packaging, again, stays sharp, clean, functional, nothing rubs off. You always get a nice satisfying pop. You don't get the product seeping out and going around the edges here so that you then can't close the lid. So this is functional, great, does the job, gives a really va-va-voom sort of like uplift lash without going cloggy. It doesn't need a lot of effort to work the product in. You know, mascaras come and go. There will always be favourites that you have, but I think since mascara you kind of use every day, whether you use anything else. It's usually just, if I use nothing else, it's concealer, mascara, a little bit of lip and some blush, obviously some SPF as well, but something just to give your face a bit of shape. So we all use mascara, and I think we kind of expect our mascaras to work really hard for us, and that includes working for us in the packaging as well as giving us the look we want. Another one that is really pretty ingenious, I'm sure I've talked about this one before, it's Clinique. It's called Bottom Lashes. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little brush, which is super necessary for coating the bottom lashes without clogging them, because they're so fine, and because my eyesight is so abysmal, hence the need for always in my makeup bag one of these magnifying mirrors, otherwise I really wouldn't be able to see a thing. I need reading glasses all the time now, even just to look at text on my phone. I'm one of those old lady people that has to have my text big, and sometimes I don't have it big because I just kind of think it looks a bit embarrassing and then I can't read it, so I'm just like, what the hell, I really should it's only to wear for when I'm reading, so of course the glasses are on, off constantly, but this is a really great way for me to be able to do the bottom lashes and see what I'm doing, obviously with the magnifying, everything's with the magnifying mirror. But it's a great way for getting that little bit of extra pop around the eye and not having to get the cotton buds out to get rid of mistakes because it's gone too gunky on the bottom lashes. So it might sound like an indulgence, but in actual fact it makes things a little bit quicker. So an absolute favourite. I'm going to take these out as I talk them through. I'm actually going to digress and be really naughty. This is not in my makeup bag because it's too big. But I was going to save this for a different video, a new products in video that I've discovered that I really love. But while we're on the subject of doing makeup, I'm so happy and I'm so excited about this, I'm just going to talk you through it now. Rodial have brought out a range of what they call drops, and they're the subject of another video. This one is called Soft Focus Glow Drops, and it's exactly that. You've got a, actually talking of which, packaging, this is a product that does spill out over the edge and onto the rim, which is really frustrating. I got all of that actually from the side, but that does not distract from my love affair with the product. It's exactly what it says it is. It's Soft Focus Gleam. Now you would use this as a primer. It gives an incredible hydrating, moisturising finish and base for any product that you put on after it, but apart from anything else, it really does just like give you this wonderful lit from within soft focus glow. The reason I find this so good is that being the age I am and having fine lines under the eyes, I'm always on the lookout for things that minimise that and products that don't settle into it. That's why I'm always really careful with concealers to make sure I don't cake on. I'll use concealer in this area, particularly around the side of the nose, and press it in. That's usually where you see the darkest shadows. Here where you have hollows, and here of course is the area where your fine lines and wrinkles are going to be starting to form, depressingly. And I found that this product does not irritate the eye. I'm a really big fan of trying things out to work out whether or not the eye is going to get upset, and this doesn't get upset. I will pat this under the eye area before concealer, after eye cream. This is not a substitute for eye cream. It's not a product that will have any anti-aging benefits. It doesn't have any sort of peptides or hyaluronic acid. It might have hyaluronic acid actually, but it's not an eye cream. It is purely a cosmetic primer. I'll dab it under the eyes and press it in, and hey presto, I've got another little veil for the concealer, and it kind of throws the light away from the wrinkle and deflects it. Genius, I love it. Not in my makeup bag, but it's a product that I put on before. Talking of touch up in my makeup bag and wanting a little bit of glow, this is my little faithful Trish McEvoy Beauty Booster Oil. It's a typical one that needs to be shaken, tiny, so it goes with me everywhere and it's not heavy, and it will just rehydrate throughout the day if my skin's feeling dry. Tiny little bit of it. It's not a greasy oil, but it will just give a little bit of sheen and gleam. I also have a small version actually of a similar product which I take out with me too, and it is the Guerlain Youth Watery Oil. I have this in like a half size, and it does the same job as a touch-up around this area, around the forehead, or on the temples, or just on the cheekbones there if you're feeling dry. If you're the sort of person who actually gets shiny throughout the day and needs powder, then it's not what you'd be wanting. I'm not one of those people. If I put powder on, I tend to look a bit cakey. I have discovered some wonderful powders now which help to set a made up look, and I'm happy to talk through those at another time, but for me I'm always battling dryness. So the Trish McEvoy Beauty Booster or the Guerlain Youth Watery Oil in the mini size are great staples to have in your makeup bag from dawn to dusk. I have typically 3 lipsticks in here. Dior Lip Glow, which I'm a big fan of. This shade is 7, I think. I don't know. I'll go the glasses so I can tell you what it is. Yeah, 007. 007, okay, interesting. Lovely raspberry colour. The great thing about these lip glows is they hydrate, they boost, they kind of plump up. They really are gorgeous. This one is a look, it's a colour that is kind of universal. It'll go with everything and just look moisturised and hydrated. For colour, the 2 go-to lipsticks I'm using at the moment, one is new, one is old. An old favourite, Tom Ford Indian Rose. I'm wearing a mixture of each today actually. And then the Sizzly, look at this gorgeous packaging. This is number 20, the Phyto Lèvres. Beautiful colours, great coverage, not matte, not mattifying, not sheeny particularly either, but really moisturising. I don't have a lip liner on with either of these, but I've got a lip liner in my bag which I will use to kind of, I often put a lip liner on after. Sometimes I'll put it on before and colour in the whole lip and then put my lipstick on. Or if I'm doing a slightly less made up look, I will put on the lipstick, and then I will touch up with the liner as and where I feel it necessary, and you don't get that really obvious line. Who remembers these from school days? the little flick up, what were they called, these multi-pens. So Clarins very cleverly have done this. I've had this ages and I've only just started using it. You've got, how many colours? You've got brown, grey, green, black eyeliner and a red lip liner. And the beauty of this is actually you pop up the colour you want, you then wind up and you've got a really tiny fine line with really strong pigment and a very precise line that can be smudged if you need, but it stays, it doesn't move. It's really impressive actually, this one, and because you've got the choice of the different colours, you're not stuck with any one colour. Sometimes I get a bit bored, and if I started off with a brown I might want a green or a grey later on in the day. Maybe that's just me, I don't know, but it's fun. It's a fun product, it's functional, it works, and it doesn't require any sharpening. So hence, that's why that one's worked. Another one that doesn't require sharpening and is a dream to use is the Dior brow pencil. Great packaging, tiny, slim, glamorous looking, works a dream. You literally just, there's no top for this end, there's no need because it's retractable, pops out at the end, this perfect colour which is probably universal to everybody. I could see this working for my skin type, blondes through to dark. You would just add a little bit more pigment. And at the end I have the brush, very fine, so you can recreate the look of hair. That's the thing about eyebrow hair. I thread my eyebrows and tint them, and if I didn't I'd have no definition at all. Yet I still find that there's little areas that are a little bit sparser in some parts of the eyebrow than others. So, you know, there we are, like threading the hairs away from under there, but then wanting more here. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But a good brow shape I think is really integral to the face shape, and actually well groomed brows make everything else easier to do, because once you've got the definition and the colour, you've kind of got the template which you can follow through the line with the rest of the face, and it frames, they really do frame the face. I have another liner in here which is not so easy actually to carry around with me, but I'm so faithful to it and I love it so much. The colour is just so beautiful. It requires sharpening, but there's just something so incredible about this lip liner, this eyeliner. I always go back to it. It's Trish McEvoy, and it's a beautiful greeny blue. It's blunts very easily, so always needs sharpening each time it's used, but it's still like an absolute favourite. You've got the sponge at the end here, and again it's another product that doesn't move. Once it's on, it stays put. All of these have really, really long-lasting staying power. That's why they're my favourites. Now, what else am I finding? Oh, yep, okay, lip liner. This one is by Clinique, and it is Intense Sassafras. I use another one called Intense Cafe. It's great nude, simple, functional, again retractable, doesn't need sharpening, job done. Beautiful. A highlighting under eye concealer, like a touche éclat, and this colour is perfect for me, and I prefer this because it's lighter and finer, the brush. It's a Guerlain, and it is called Precious Light Illuminating Concealer, and the packaging is perfect, gorgeous. It doesn't fade off and rub, and again you don't get excess product, and the colour works really well for my skin tone. I'm going to link all of the products below, and also I will put them on the video as well, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about as I talk you through them. I have also, okay, yes, I love this. It's a perfume, and the brand, let's have a look, where's my glasses? The fragrance is called Book. The brand is Commodity, and this is a really intense, beautiful, rather unisex fragrance. I do like the ones that are kind of like across the board, not too feminine, and it smells really booky actually. It's a leathery book smell, like a library, but of course incredibly glamorous, woody, earthy. It's an intelligent perfume, and I don't have this in a big size, I've only got the small one, and it's narrow, slim, not too tiny. The really little ones fall to the bottom of my makeup bag, and because I'm pretty blind I can never find them anyway, so that's why this one is really good, because it's narrow and small enough to take out and light enough. It doesn't fight with other fragrances I put on, because I tend to choose fragrances that I will layer anyway, so even if I start the day off with something totally different to this, I would layer that on the top, and as and when I need a little spritz of perfume, and it works really well. So that's my little autumnal go-to travel perfume at the moment, and I love it. And when this runs out, I'm going to get myself another one, because I really am enjoying the scent of that. So that's my makeup bag. It's my autumnal makeup bag. I would have thought by next week there'd be some new additions added in, but I thought carefully about what to put in, because those products will give a superb, long-lasting... Oh, I've realised I've not talked about my my blusher. That wasn't very clever. Tom Ford, and it is Frantic Pink. This one is my trusted favourite. Perfect colour. I've actually used this throughout the summer as well, as a blush, powder blush. It doesn't seem to set too much, it stays where it is, and it's the perfect tones. Again, packaging, great on the packaging, that satisfying click, the magnetic, you don't need to work too hard. There's no brush with it, so you do need to take a brush out with you, but it's a superb blush, works right through, and I would have thought actually this would work for all skin types. It's enough of a peachy glow to kind of work with all skin tones. I think I've gone through everything now. I'm sorry that I keep adding things on and, you know, digressing and going off on a tangent, but it's kind of what I always do anyway. I always tend to. I start off on one thing and I end up doing something else. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what products you're using now that you're enjoying, now that we're well into winter. What have you discovered that you think maybe I might like to have a look at and try? I'd love to know your thoughts, and let me know if there's any other content that you'd like to see as well. So I shall say goodbye, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.